Hello, everybody. Let's do Unit 15, Lesson 1, pages 396 to 403 in your Grammar Explorer 2 textbook. So in this lesson, we're going to learn and practice the active and passive voice. So let's first compare the active versus passive voice. In the active voice, the subject is the agent or the doer, meaning it performs the action of the verb. For example, scientists discovered a lost city. So the verb is discover. Who did the action? Scientists, the subject. A guard locked the doors. So the verb is lock. And again, the subject, guard, does the action. So the guard locked, the scientist discovered. So when the subject does the action, we call it active voice. In the passive voice, the subject is the receiver of the action. In other words, the subject does not do the action, the subject receives the action. So, a lost city was discovered by scientists. This is an example of the passive voice. So the subject, a lost city, did not do the action. The scientists did the action. Okay, so a lost city, the subject is the receiver of the action. The doors were locked by a guard. So again, the doors is the subject, but the doors do not do the action, right? The doors did not lock themselves. A guard locked them. So let's look at them together. So let's compare. Active sentence. The mom gave her daughter ice cream. So the mom is the subject and the doer of the action, gave. And then ice cream is the object. Now, let's change this to passive. Ice cream was given to the daughter by her mom. So in this case, the subject in green, ice cream, did not do the action. The mom did the action. But you see, in the passive, we take the object and make it the subject. So the meaning is the same. The mom gave her daughter ice cream. Ice cream was given to the daughter by her mom. They're both the same meaning, just different grammatical structures. So a sentence in the passive has a form of be plus the past participle of a verb. For example, oranges are grown in Florida. The lost objects haven't been found. Coal was used to heat buildings. So in the first example, we have are, and then grown is the past participle of grow. Second example, we have been, and found, which is the past participle of find. And in example 3, we have was and used, which is the past participle of use. Now be careful. Only transitive verbs, and remember from our other lesson, transitive verbs are verbs that have an object, okay? Only transitive verbs can be in the passive. So they saw bears at the camp today. This is active, but see is a transitive verb because you have see, and then what do you see? The object. So you can change the sentence to make it passive. Bears were seen at the camp today. Intransitive verbs cannot be used in the passive. So this is incorrect. Our taxi was arrived early. Remember, arrive is a verb that is intransitive, so we cannot use it with an object and we cannot use it in the past. So the correct way, our taxi arrived early, okay? no was arrived. Sometimes we use by plus the agent or the doer at the end of a passive sentence. So a lost city was discovered. Okay, good sentence. A lost city was discovered by scientists. So we can add by plus the person who does the action. Now, when do we use the passive? We use it to emphasize what happened rather than who or what performed the action. So the result of the action is more important. So a cup was found on the ground. We don't care who found it. We just want to say that a cup was found. That is what happened. The plans weren't understood. Okay, it's not important who or what, but we want to say that the plans were not understood. That's what happened. Okay, let's look quickly at different forms of the passive voice. So to form the passive, remember, use a form of be plus the past participle. So gravity was discovered by Newton. This is the past, right? Because be is in the past, was, and we have discovered, the past participle of discover. Your bags will be checked by security. The future will be, and then checked is the past participle of check. Remember, the past participle of a regular verb is the same form as the simple past. However, many verbs are irregular and you have many irregular past participles. So in the back of your book on page A4, you can find a complete list of these irregular past participles. So for example, many homes were ruined. Ruin is the verb. So ruin, ruined, ruin. The secret was kept. So keep, kept, kept. Russian is spoken here. Speak, spoke, spoken. Questions. So to form questions in the simple present and the simple past, place the appropriate form of be before the subject. Let's start with a sentence. This car was made in Korea. So, was this car made in Korea? We take the verb be and put it in front of the subject. Where was this car made? In this case, we have a WH question, but still, be comes before the subject. Where, was, and then subject this car. And to form questions with the future, put will before the subject. So another sentence, the food will be eaten. Will the food be eaten? So now, because it's future, will goes in the front, okay? Not be. Where will the food be kept? So again, the WH question comes first, then will, then subject. Okay, you're now ready to practice, so please do your classwork and turn it in on Canvas. Thank you.